Hello everybody, this is Sonia. Now was away for a while again because I had couldn't use my room. I had chickens in here. It's okay, they were in a box and they're only tiny, so there was no worries. But I just thought of, wanted to come on here now and show you what I've finished making. This is my latest journal that I've made. And I'll put it in my Etsy store. Don't know if I'll be able to ship it overseas. It just depends on the price because I want to make sure that people get it. I've had a little bit of trouble with that so far and I'm not happy. So we'll see what happens anyway, because if anybody wants it, it'll be there. Okay, so this is my used journal. Now it got a little bit big. I've made it so it's sort of in a vintage style. I've got a piece of sari silk wrapped around at the moment. I think I'll probably leave that on there. As you can see, it's got a little bit fat, some fair size actually, and I'm holding it onto it with a well, if I didn't hang on to it, it opens up to about 4.5 inches. But the size of it is 5 and nearly 6 inches that way, and 8.5 that way. So it's a good size one. I started out, of course, not expecting to do it any this big. Anyway, so I have a different card in my computer today, so I'm hoping that it works because the other one went walkabout or something. I don't know where it got to, but we'll see what happens. If this doesn't all come out in one piece, I'll just have to do two. I guess there's nothing else for it. Okay, so this is my front cover, and I've covered it with a piece of really nice, it's like an upholstery fabric, and I think there's a name for it with the pictures and that on it, but I don't remember what that was now. But that's on the back and the front of it. Really beautiful, isn't it? And then I put a nice piece of lace down there that Leonie sent me in a parcel that I got from her. So I've put a lot of stuff in here actually that Leonie sent me. And oh dear, there's pieces of, there's always fluff, isn't there? You can't do anything without a bit of fluff. Yeah. And this is a piece of the sari silk. It's got all these tiny little sequins on it, making these flowers and things. Isn't that beautiful? And I do need to put something across here, but I'm thinking of that, but I'll try and see if I can find something a bit more in tones with these colours here. We'll find something else to do that with. Okay, so this is the first page. Now, I've been working on this for a fair while, so I've done a lot of stuff to it. I've put everything in there possibly you can name, I think. Okay, so I did an envelope, as you've seen me do that on one of my tutorials, and it actually is open at the top because I split that along there, which can't get anything. Oh, you can get something in there if you wanted to put in the top of it. But I've also got a pocket behind it, and in that pocket behind it I have this piece of, dear little piece of, with a bird on, a little piece of fabric with a bird on it that seems to have lifted up on me now. And I guess that I'll have to go through and check all these things to make sure that nothing's happened. Different ones have looked at it, so maybe, you've just got to be careful when you're doing things. Put them back down. Anyway, piece of paper to write on, the journaling page. So this is opening up like that, and I made it look a little bit oldish, sort of, and there's a little bit of gold. There's a little bit of gold paint on there, just to give it a bit of interest, and that goes back in there. And then I've got my seal S on there. And on this page I have washi tape. Now I bought the piece from the front around to here and just left it. The inside here has been covered. It is a file folder that I used underneath it, and I have sewn the signatures in with the sewing machine. I've got 2 signatures in here. Okay, on here I have a paper clip, and there's a tag with a flower and a guest check, and you can write on both that and the guest check and the ticket. And there's some nice washi tape across the bottom. On the other side of the paper clip, there's a bird. This is the paper clip that's holding everything down, okay? And there's a little it's a galah. And there's a old postcard here that I got off of the internet, off of AliExpress, and a little picture of a crown. And these are some of the tea-dyed paper I did, and it had little hole things in the thing I was using, so I got spots. This one here has got a nice piece of red fibre down there that, I think that this one come from Susan. I think she might have sent me that red piece of stuff. That is really nice, the lady that made me the bear. I hope I'm getting this right. And this is another tag, another paper clip here on this girl. You know, and I've got that sitting on top of there, so I've got this tag up there behind it. And this here is a nice piece of little little hearts, all little hearts on a chain, little chain of hearts that is, and that's really nice. I like that. So there's plenty of journaling space on there. And then you turn the page, and this is the back of the paper clip. In here I've got some little bank things. This is a bank order things here that I tried to make look old because I bought them on AliExpress, and I just really like those. They're really cool, aren't they? So I just put them in there, and there's a pocket. I haven't got nothing in that pocket. You know what though? There's lots of things in all the pockets, so you maybe put something in that pocket. Whoever gets this. Okay, so now we've got this part. Now there's a tuck spot there, a tuck spot here. I will be changing probably these bits for something a bit better or whatever. I don't know. I think so, because I just wanted to show you that these were tuck spots. I'll be putting other things in them, in those parts. I don't know if I've got anything here, but I will be doing different things there, I think. Okay, so you open that way, and there is a pocket in here. There's a tag up there, a tuck spot with a tag in it. This part here opens up, which is going to please open up, because I didn't knot it, did I? I've accidentally tied a knot in that. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we won't panic though, we'll get it open. We've got to. Okay, you know what? This is the second day that I have felt so better after being so sick again. I think this is the second day. Oh dear, it feels good. Okay, so that's got there's a little journal in there. Look, a little poster journal, a little book I made, see? And I've got a little butterfly fold in half, so that sort of fixes that bit. You might have showed you that little one before, I don't know. But that is cool. Isn't that cute? So that's on there. There's more journaling spots. Lots of journaling places in here, even though I filled this up with things, because you know what, if somebody hasn't got all things and they wanted to have all the things, and it's all done for you, isn't it? I do like it. I do love it, actually. Okay, so now we've got this one. We've got the birds in their nest. There's another ticket there, but I'm not really partial to that, so we might put a different one in there too. I've got a little bit of washi tape, some fabric lace, and a couple of little sequences. I put a mirror there, and there's a map of London. You can put a picture in there, couldn't you? I thought. Yes, that was my thinking. Okay, so this is a piece that I actually previously had in something else, and I wanted to utilise it. I didn't want to waste that. There's a little sticker. That's a sticker which says dollhouse thingy. There's a piece of a sticker on there. I made this in a sort of tea bag form. Now I've seen Wendy Mason, I think she did one of these. This is a really screwy up old piece of paper. It's actually a really good piece of writing, drawing paper that's like it's thick, like blotting paper would be, probably is the best way I can describe that. And I've put a little squirrel on there, and I put this tiny little thing on the top to keep it shut, and that's so you can put the journaling in there. Now I've lifted that up. Yeah, that's not nice. Lay it down flat. And there's one of my button dangly things there. And on here I have another paper clip, and this is a bird. Here's a paper clip bird, and under there is a tag. There's places that you can write on there. This is not any particular style, it's just vintage, I think. Oh, anyway, so here's another, there's a, what's the name I've done? A envelope. I've put this, oh, it's a nice little thing in there. It's a bit tropical looking. So is the birdie, I guess. I don't know what this is. It's a stamp, another stamp. I did some stamping. Now I've put that piece of fabric there because it's probably a band-aid. I do, if I've got any little splits or things in my paper, I like to cover it and make sure that it's okay. So I've got a band-aid on that to make sure that's all right. Not a real band-aid, but... So this is where I sewed around my leaf, and I think that turned out really well, and it's had the Mod Podge on it now for quite a while, and it's still working just fine, okay? So I've got a stamp on that piece there. You could probably write a little bit under there, and you could, you know. And here's another sticker and a thing for writing down, and also a bingo card on the other side, that one there. On here, I've got one of them flippy up things, you know, how people do them, and because you can put in something secret down in there, put your secrets. And I've also added one of those paper clip dangle thingies, and it has like a little nest of eggs on there. I don't know if you can see that there. Look at that, isn't that cute? Yeah. I hope this is not too far away from the camera, but I need to fit it in, and it was just, you know, getting hard. Now, I had this envelope, somebody's sent it to me one time, and I still had it, so I used that, okay? And this says Chippendale from the Sheridan, and that is actually a piece of this Sheridan thing, which was a piece of fabric, which obviously was once going to be a sheet or something. But you don't have to leave that tag in there, you can put your own tag in there, and that's just a tag that I printed off the internet, and there's a swan on the bottom of the page, wandering about. Okay, so there's another side. This one here is a piece of, out of a book that I got. I've got a lot of goings on here. There's a bit of paper, a bit of washi tape, and a bit of fabric. And I have two, well, they're sort of retro-y style or whatever tags there. Okay, so this one here has got the paper clip on it that I just tied a piece of masking to, because it opens up like that. And like that, okay, you can see that the thing with this is you can actually see through there, and that was the back of this postcard that was in an Edith Holden book that I had. Looks like it's all bent, but the postcard card must have been bent, and then they took a picture of it and put it in the book. So that I put this here to stop that from falling open. I accidentally made a house. I sort of made a house shape there. Got a little stamp for the door, roof, and some mushrooms at the side. Okay, that was fun. So this one here is another tuck. There's a tuck spot. I have a tag sitting there, which I actually stuck to it because I like all the bits on it. There's a tag in here, and there's a tiny little tag in there with a paper with a pin that says relax, and I'll just sit that down in there. Okay, so like I said, it's got lots of different things. There's like little lizards or whatever they are stuck onto this one, and it opens up like that. And these beautiful envelopes were gifted to me by Michelle, and inside that I put some pages that you can journal on. Now, and then you could put them anywhere you wanted to in the paper, in the book, because they're not sewed together. And other ones that I've done in here, I have sewed them together. This one I didn't. I thought, well, if you want to write something and just put it under one of these things, and also look, there's space there to write, and there's one of my little, what are these called, post-its. I bought some post-its, but you stick the whole thing down and you've got a little tiny miniature check thingy. Okay, so and this page is actually bare, so you can put a picture on that if you wanted to. Now I've got another bird on there, some nice lace, and a tag, and that's got one of those post-its on it, just for decoration, so you can write on that. There's also a piece of the sari silk there, and I've made another one of these really pretty paper clip thingies and pinned it on there with a little pin, and there's a little ticket up the top there. Okay, now this one here, I've put two envelopes in this. I've got a tag in there and a tag in a little booklet in here, so you've got space here. That there's a little hedgehog. You can write on the back of that, and you can write on the page, you can write on the envelope, you can write on the page, and then in here I have little papers. There's little papers to write on, that little booklet there, okay? Right, now this one here is a nice piece of lace, and there's a piece that I did. There's got the serviettes on it, and this here bit is for to write on, you know, like a journaling page, right? And I've put a piece of bits and pieces on there just to give it, you know, some sort of little style or whatever. This is a really old, when I say really old, it probably is, probably 20 years old maybe, this flower. It's a velvety feel to it. It was actually in a packet of some that was sent to me. Well, it wouldn't be 20 years old, would it? Because I think somebody sent it to me. I don't know where I got that from, but I thought it went well. This one here is, this is off the back of a piece of Tim Holtz paper pad thing that I have, and I just put these 2 tickets in there. You can use that to write on and put bits and pieces in that one. Okay, so here's the other side of that envelope, and I made that into a journaling, into a tuck spot, and I've got these 2 pieces on there that I made, these 2, that tag, and this one, I don't think I made that tag, I think it just come like that. Okay, on this one I stamped some of my lines, and my line stamping thing, and I have this bit of a printout thing on there. Okay, now over this side I have a card. It was a pussycat card, very old pussycat card, and I've made it so it opens like that. There you go, so you can write in there. There's actually a pocket in there as well with a stamp on it, and so therefore you got all that part there to journal on. A really nice piece of lace up the side there. Okay, now in this side here I've got mushroom, bird, and a ticket with a butterfly on it, and there's a bit of string there so you can find it on that side. On this one I have a girl, and she is a paperclip lady. I've made that into a paperclip, which has been really fun. I don't think I've got anything clipped on it. Oh yes, I did. I had that pinned under there. You got to be careful, don't you? Okay, and then there's these nice little bits in the corner, and down here I have another one of these. I do love making these flip out, these fold out things. It goes that way, and let's come back this way, does it? Come on, yep. Probably the glue just settled in too much there. So that's pretty solid. That I've got a piece of card plus paper on that one to hold that. So that's another one of them secret journaling depositories that you could use if you had to write down something, you know, you wanted to remember or something. Okay, so this one here, now I got these things in a parcel that I got. When I say things, they were like little tags maybe from Leonie, and I turned it into a paperclip thing because I just wanted to put it in here. So that's another one of them hidden paperclip thingies, which you can still see the paperclip anyway. Now down here I had a bit of trouble with this one because the key is pretty heavy, but when I went and opened this up, it was really hard. It wouldn't close down for me nicely. So you can open all that up there and journal in there. So I ended up putting this piece of string there to tie it down, you know, to hang on to it so it wouldn't go anywhere. But there's another lot of writing places there. Okay. Now, here's another one. I've got these pieces of paper here that I turned into a little booklet. I've stuck the back page into it, but the rest of it's all there ready for you to journal on. That's from the back, from the paperclip thing I did. There's my bee, a little flower I put on. I just put this piece here for there's some more to have lines, and there's a paper patch, which actually isn't patching anything at the moment, but it's one that I did. This is the piece of the leaf that I stitched on. I have a like a little butterfly charm or something, little bug charm of some sort hanging on there. This here I've just got the paper clip on because it actually opens up like that, so you can write under there or under here, and there is a thing taggy thing in here. Okay, you can put anything in there you want to, but it has to be something that goes down in, because you need to be able to open that up that way if you want to do that. And I've also got that fastened down because as I was looking through the book different times, I noticed that these things don't really you know, be under control or anything. You know, they flap about sometimes if you put them extra bits in. Okay, so I did actually make a book out of this one. This was one of the things that come in the parcel from Leonie, and I made it into a tiny little book. So if you know, if you do some journaling and if you want to, and I've sewed it with some nice little copper colour thread, and I put a little snail and a couple of pictures through there just to make a tiny little journal there for that. I've got to put that something on there. There's a leaf there. There's another ticket there, and there's a ticket there because that's a tight spot so made out of the. And I actually did 2 thicknesses of paper. So hopefully that'll be right. Okay, so then I've got a stamp on there. That could be for a band-aid. This could be a band-aid too. You never know. Okay, so there's a piece that I stitched, the piece of wood too from out of the garden. I had found this really nice fan. Put that there, and made another one of these paper thingies. You know, you can journal on that. This made with some really nice paper that I made out of with using the gold thing. And this is another one of those paper clips. I love the hidden paper clip. And this is a piece of a beautiful piece of applique that is actually applique, and it's got all sequins on it that I got from Anita, and she, I don't know, I think she changed the channel name now. Anita Shea, her name is, and a good friend of mine from over in America. And this one here I made with the paper, and it was really older paper, so I did use 2 thicknesses, and this is one card. There's a card, and there's a tag that I made with that in there, and there's a piece of calico up there and down the bottom, just to, I don't know, patch it or something. Okay, so this is coming off too. This is not good. That's not the right glue. This is not good, you know, but it's a disclaimer for this. If anybody gets this and there's a bit coming off it, I'm sorry. And you know what? It's not perfect because it's handmade, and you do your best you can, you know. Now I made this other thing, this into a paper clip as well, and wrote on it, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy junk, which is kind of the same thing. And there's the other side of the paper clip. Okay, and there's a piece of a doily, and I think I got that from Leonie. I hope I'm saying the right lady's name, because she sent me a lot of things that she got from an op shop, I think. Okay, so this is out of a cross-stitch book. This picture, isn't it pretty? And there's a piece of stuff there from Leonie. If I'm saying this lady's name wrong, I'm going to have to redo all this, aren't I? I don't think I am. She sent me this really nice lace. And this envelope here, I've put it so it goes underneath that and sticks down, and then you can put something in there. And I've got this lady on there, and this piece of paper's really beat about a bit, but I got it out of an old book. But it looks cool, don't it? Yeah. It's supposed to look a bit old, isn't it? Okay, so look at that, there's a blank page. Right. And there's another postcard that I got. Now I made this little book with other papers that I got, and I've stitched that in. How did I stitch that? By hand, yeah. I did actually sew the book by machine, like I said, but I sewed that one by hand. And that goes in there for you to put any writing on. I think the journaling spots make up for the things that I put on here. I've got a little piece of chain here with pearly things on it. I have another book here, another little booklet that flips up. This is made out of good cut. It's a bit heavy, but it doesn't matter. I suppose it's going to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's a good solid thing, so that's a good thing in a way. Okay, so there's another page. Now this is a piece of out of the Edith Holden book, and I just stuck that leaf there because I think it needed that. This part here's the part of the envelope, so that nothing goes under there. I just put a lady's picture there, and I put a piece of sari silk with a bit of faux blingy stuff, and I have these 2 pieces to put in with. This one's got been distressed a bit, and I put a mushroom on there. I'll just put that on there because every time I push it in there, it's kicking up the end of that. It just happens, doesn't it, these things? Making it look older and worn out, I suppose. More worn out, eh? Okay, so then there's this page here, and this has got a bit of stamping on it, a bit of washi tape, that piece of nice lace, and these bits here, and there's some lines that I put on that, and here's the back page, and there's an envelope that I was gifted to, and in here I've put 2 of really old shopping reminders, and they come from out of a cooking, it's Nestle's Cooking Club. You got your shopping stuff on there, and there's 2 of them that I just distressed a little bit around the edges and put some distress ink on and put them in there so you could actually write on them if you wanted to, or do whatever you like. Now, that is done, okay? It is done, it is finished. I'm not going to put anything else on it. I think I could still tie that on there. Sort of colour goes with the purple a bit, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't think that looks too bad. I might leave this on here because if you put stuff in here yourself, you're going to need to make it get a bit bigger, aren't you? You know, it's going to need to get a bit bigger than that, isn't it? And I think that's quite unique, you know, that one. Oh, they all are. Everybody makes journals and they all are quite unique. So it is really good. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll talk to you later. I should be back on here soon enough, I hope, now that I've got my room back and my health back, I hope. Okay, so thank you everybody, and please leave a comment and tell me what you think about my new, this is a different style for me really, isn't it? You know, like, might be, I don't know, I can probably, I hope I got what I was aiming for anyway. So thank you everybody for watching, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.